What's approaching the supreme moment? Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? Hopefully all you guys enjoyed the weekend. I haven't been able to upload much content over the weekend. I've been busy, but definitely did want to cover this unit a little bit since honestly there's not really a whole lot of content regarding this guy. So he does actually fall into the Resurrected Warriors category. So let's actually find out how this guy is. This is a very old unit. It's one of the Super Strike events. Cyborg Tao actually came in handy during the LR Goku Prime battle for those that have been around for a while back in the day. So let's go ahead and cover his stats a little bit and see how he does on the category. He does have the leader skill of Strength and Agility type +3 key, and that's pretty much it. Super attack is the Super Dodon Ray, which will cause huge damage and has a rare chance of stun. So the rare chance of stun was pretty important with the LR Goku Prime battle event. Passive skill, high chance of attack, increase to 70%. So for an old unit, not bad for the passive attack. Link skills, he's got Crane School, that's 500 to attack. Supreme Warrior, +1 key. Coward is +1 key. Bombardment, 15% increase to attack. Revival is +2 key, and Super Strike, attack increase to 20%. Like I said, he does fall into two categories, one being the Resurrected Warriors and the other one being the World Tournament. So as you can see, the max stats for HP is 10,129, attack is 10,494, and defense is 6,501. 12 key multiplier is 130%. So again, this guy is the Super Strike event, pretty much available during the week, depending on the day. They have type specific, strike events. So he's pretty much a pretty easy unit to farm and whatnot. Like I said, not much coverage with this guy nowadays, so figured we test him out on Resurrected Warriors category and see how he is. Don't expect a whole lot of damage because this guy, he's such an old unit, plus he only has huge damage as part of the SA. However, he does have a high chance of 70% increase to attack, so decent passive skill there. He is going to be linked up pretty heavily with the Mecha Frieza unit, which is also a strike unit, just because of the bombardment link skill. That's going to add 15% increase to attack, and then the Super Strike 20% increase to attack as well. So just the combination of those two link skills is going to provide 35% overall. So probably in this scenario, probably the best linking buddy at this point. Obviously not ideal, and I highly doubt anybody's really using this unit nowadays within this category anyway, but it's still interesting to see how these old units do on on new category setups. The Mega Frieza unit, you will also see glimpses of his attack power as well. I'm not really going to cover the stats for this guy. I might just end up dedicating another video to him later down the road. We'll see. So by the way, how did everybody do with the World Tournament? I wasn't able to grind as much as I did speak about a few days ago. Pretty much had a lot of plans, all day Saturday and pretty much a good part of Sunday. So unfortunately, I didn't really have much time for it. I think, I pretty much grinded, pretty much like Friday afternoon, evening, and finished up the tournament missions and all that. But in terms of placement, I'd be very surprised if I actually ranked in within 20,000, because I was at, I think, rank like 9,000 by the time I stopped playing. So you lose a lot of positions if you don't play. So chances are I didn't get the tournament reward units, which are the Super Strength, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and then the Mighty Mask unit. The Gohan unit is actually a very good support unit, so it's a little bit unfortunate there, but it is what it is. Alright, let's see how this guy does with the Dokkan mode. He does have type advantage, so hopefully a decent output. Again, this isn't meant to be served as, include this guy on the Resurrected Warriors team. It's simply just, test to see how this guy is on this team setup. Just because, there's not really that much coverage on this guy nowadays, like I said. So It's more or less for entertainment value. It's not meant to be any, advice or anything on using this guy in a current team. Like I said, it's more or less a memory, trip down memory lane a little bit, because, for those that have been around Dokkan Battle for a while, this guy was one of the, more important units within the team setups with the LR Goku Prime Battle. Obviously the other important units were like the King Vegeta and Android 16 and Chilled, other units like that. But this guy was also one of those units that could have been included because he did have a rare chance to stun the enemy. I will say that Mercenary Tao and Cyborg Tao were one of my favorite villains within the the early parts of Dragon Ball series. I mean, it was a very interesting character, and he was arrogant as hell, but he had that death stroke. You know what I mean? But he also had a lot of humor to him too. I remember the scene about talking about he was negotiating the price about his contract to kill Goku and retrieve the Dragon Balls, and he's talking about, oh well, you're lucky because I'm running the 20-year assassin campaign, and you'll get 50% off any hits. So definitely a humorous type of unit, and not unit but character, and I mean, it made reading through the manga a little bit more enjoyable. So yeah, I mean, I do like this guy a lot. I wonder if they're ever gonna release a good unit of this guy, like an upgraded version. I highly doubt that, but you never know. I mean, so far he is doing pretty decent, nothing exceptional, but a couple 100,000 in firepower is definitely not bad, but obviously this is a 100% version, so and it's relatively easy to get this guy to 100%, but the question is nowadays whether it's even worth the orbs or not. It's obviously not worth the orbs. I mean, there are plenty of units that are better, even for the LR Goku Prime Battle. If you're new to the game, I mean, there's several units now that are much better than the team builds from back in the day, so really doesn't have any relevancy whatsoever. This guy is not really a relevant unit either, but the fact that these guys can hit a decent amount tells you how much has changed, especially with the leader skills and category setups. I mean, it's quite different than it used to be. They do take a lot in damage, though. That's the one thing about these two units, because their stats aren't as high as other units at 100% potential, so that's the only drawback. I mean, you're looking at defense of 6,500 maxed out, so definitely does take a hit, and not the best of units. Well, actually nowhere close to any of the best units in the game, but it's always interesting to see how these guys perform at current level, enemy battles and stuff like that. Maybe they'll have a category introduced of mechanical units kind of thing, like Mecha Frieza, obviously Cyborg Tao, and then the Arara units and whatnot. I mean, it could be an interesting setup, but it's probably not going to happen for a long time. I mean, there's a lot of other categories that could be introduced that's going to be more beneficial than a category like that. Alright, so another Dokkan mode coming up with the Tao unit. Let's see how he does with the type advantage. It's about 834,000. That's probably the best that's going to be able to get at this point. You know, for such an outdated unit, that's good enough, I guess. I mean, that's probably the best way to put it. The Demon King Piccolo does provide a ki boost and also 25% increase to attack as well. So getting a decent boost here, and it's been the case, you know, throughout the video. But I mean, that's pretty much, you know, the performance of this guy at 100% potential. So, you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, I just figured this would be kind of one of those more unique type of videos that really doesn't cover much nowadays. So definitely appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for next time.